Welcome everyone to the Sunday edition of Chevalier, where we are here to help men and women find happy and healthy relationships. Throw a little light on there, I guess it doesn't really matter. Light is good anyway, right? And it still don't matter whether you're black, white, Asian, Hispanic, Puerto Rican, South American, or even the penguins in Antarctica. I really appreciate you guys and glad to have you here. The most important thing to me is to help people find these relationships. Moreover, the ones that people say don't exist. And today's topic, I wanted to talk about helping women find the relationships they say don't exist, because women are usually talking about there are no good men out here. And 100% of the time, yeah, I said 100% of the time when I talk to these women about having a hard time finding these men, there is usually two huge gargantuan issues that's hurting them from finding what they're looking for in a man. Number one, they're not even really looking. They're not, like I've talked to women who say, oh yeah, I can't find a good man. And then when I start digging deep, you haven't been on a date in like 6 months. Or it's like, well, I don't go anywhere. Or it's like, I'm working all the time. So it's like, you want a man, but you don't want to work to get a man. A man should go out here and work for a woman. A man should bust his behind to get a woman. A man should sacrifice, suffer, and everything in between to get a woman. But when it comes to a woman getting a man, some women, choosing my words very carefully, some women feel like they shouldn't have to do anything. All they should have to do is just sit back and chill, and the guy gonna bring them a man, and then they go about their business. They don't take dating seriously enough, and that's one of the most important things I want to get across to women, is that if you want a guy who's not Pookie and Ray Ray, a guy who's disciplined, with integrity, with morals, and with values, you're going to have to put in some effort. And I think the greatest advice I can give women who are sick and tired of being single, lonely, or only meeting Pookie and Ray Ray is to put in the effort that you put in at your job. Put that same effort into dating, and I promise you, finding a healthy relationship in most cases will be the easiest thing you've ever done. Giving that same energy that you put into that job, not a career, but that job where you're earning just enough money to live paycheck to paycheck. The way you treat that job, treat finding a man. And I assure you that finding love will be easier. Finding a man isn't difficult, because one thing that I hear a lot of women say very often is that, oh, well, I'm single because, at first everything goes great, and then eventually things change. And then he becomes somebody totally different. And I'm like, well, then it's not like you are the same person each and every day also. So men, we have to understand that the reason a lot of these women are having a hard time finding a relationship, because they want something more than what they're bringing. Number one, they don't choose well. And number two, they don't bring to the table for what they're asking for. They want to meet this great guy who makes great money, who has great looks, and he's going to do all these things. He's going to take care of, and forgive me for saying this, he's going to take care of their children that they got from another man out of wedlock, or a man who is lesser than you on a social economic level, and then she's just bringing nothing. She's just there. And I'm not speaking about any particular race, because women of every race has these women, guys, where they're just looking to show up just to kind of get what they can get out of you, and every other guy is willing to give them a chance at the same time. You got women that if they could literally get money out of 5 guys at one time, more than likely, and I would not put this above the facts, there are women who are doing this right now who are getting money from 5 different guys right now. And I think this is why in today's dating culture, I have to put myself out here to help the men understand that it's not the women's fault But more or less, we as men have to take a stronger ground to show women that if you want a guy like me, you have to act in a certain type of way. So the best way as men we can help women who are looking for happy and healthy relationships is rejecting them. It's not giving them what they want. Because as men, we've always been put in a position where the world tells us we have to bust our behinds. We have to give 100%. We have to, earn enough to take care of a whole family. We have to put ourselves in a position where we got to go out, compete against other men, become the best version of ourselves. Not just a good version, but the best version of ourselves, and perform at a high level where we have enough earnings where we can bring it back to her and the kids, who obviously 80% of the kids in our community are out of wedlock, so it's bringing back to her and another man's kids, and then provide for them. Which, I'm not against that idea if you're the guy that wants to do that. But 9 times out of 10 guys, most guys don't want to take care of another man's child and spend money on a woman where they come home and they don't feel loved. They don't feel appreciated. They don't feel like they're getting her best. But lo and behold, he's out busting his behind, giving his best. So I think it comes down to a thing where as men, we have to do a better job of rejecting women. We have to make women feel like and understand that I'm not, just like they say, I'm not going to settle and all these good things. It's like, we have to feel just as inclined to tell women the same. That we're not going to accept anything. We're not just going to take anything. You can't just give me anything and that's cool. Because at the end of the day, I think one of the biggest issues in dating and relationships is that we fail to garner the happiness we're looking for because we're so desperate that we're willing to let women sometimes treat you any kind of way, disrespect you, sleep with other guys, talk to you any kind of way. And at the end of the day, a lot of these women kind of are they know it because you're scared to be alone. And I tell guys, and Kevin Samuels have said this several times, you cannot be scared to be alone. You can't be scared to be by yourself. Because at the end of the day, what's going to happen is, and this happened to me, it's happened to every other guy I've known who lived long enough, 8 out of 10 guys that happens to us, we end up just taking the first thing that says yes to us and then end up in some relationship where you're getting taken advantage of because she knows you're desperate. And I'm not even going to say this like it's easy because it's not. But at the end of the day, you'd rather be happy with a woman that appreciates you than to be in a miserable relationship with a woman that takes advantage of you, treats you wrong, takes your money, and then at the end of the day, she's more likely going off having sex with another guy who isn't doing even 9% of what you're doing. Here you are giving 91%. Here you over here giving 91%. This guy's giving 9%. And he's getting to have sex with her and enjoy her sexually and getting her heart and all that. But yeah, you're the guy that's taking her out and making her feel appreciated. So the best way we can help women is by setting a standard. Number one, guys, reject women who won't meet the standard. Reject women who do not love you, who don't show you that love, who don't show you that appreciation, and who don't show you that they're just as meaningful of a relationship as you are. Be willing to say no. The second thing we can do is say yes to women who want a relationship. And then we have to do our parts to show them. Lead by example, because too often we don't lead by example for the type of women we want. We say we want a good woman. We say we want a great woman. We say we want to be loved and appreciated by a woman that's going to love and appreciate us. But at the end of the day, we don't lead by that example, giving that same in return. So if we lead by example, by number one, most importantly, rejecting women who don't meet the standard and stop being intimate and having sex with them because they look good, instead of focusing on women who want to be wives, then we don't keep creating a relationship market that confuses women to thinking that it's okay to be what they are instead of just being a woman who wants to be a wife. So thank you all. Till next time. Peace. we gone.